one, people, that means all the wind, all the point, we already learned that. So that, but this is the formula that you're going to fix them. So this wind causes a lot of pain and fatigue in the leg and the feet. Now, wind often accumulates in the chest, abdominal. It started from the organ and the psoas muscle. When the psoas muscle is tight, it pulls the lower back and pubic into a painful misalignment. So, so over time, the muscles are unable to move back into a natural position. So we use all the points we already do that before. So we have the 35, 33, 33, 35. And you have in here they don't have, but we can add in the kidney, small intestine, and so we have 38, 32, 32, 38, and 36. So now also involved with inguinal. So that is what we have the inguinal part. We have the so inguinal part we have the 9. So inguinal part we have the 40, 41, 48, 49. So we have the inguinal, we have 40, 41, 40, 41, yeah, and 48 and 49. Actually, it's all femoral pulse. So so then now it's also because it can be affecting the lumbar plexus. And affecting the sciatic nerve. Okay, so we're going to do so this one is a very fixed pattern for the leg pain, because the inguinal involved with so much all the way go down to the leg. So this one, the inguinal. So you can see the inguinal part. So this one, you see, is opposite. So this is the goy area. And so the goy area, this is the hip bone. And this is sexual organ here. So you recognize that. So from here, this is in this area. So when you are pressing the 48, that is femoral pulse. And that when you get 49 is the vein, the femoral vein, blue. So you cover them in this area. There is the so the nerve, the femoral pulse, the vein. Now in this one we have 40 about in the nerve, 40 and 41. But we have both sides. So in this one, you also can see that the heart, the aorta vena cava, split to inguinal. It's very good to see and understand them, because when we don't see them, and when you touch, you don't know what you're touching. In the olden time, they don't have that kind of anatomy, but they touch so much and they feel the differences in the body. Okay, so inguinal, we only actually are the same 48, and you move a little bit 49. And if they are, so now we have to listen to the symptoms. Like for example, the people have chest, the gas, because it all start from up here and it go down to the feet. So if they have chest problem, you have to releasing the chest. So you see here the 40, actually here 40, 41, 48, 49. 48, 49. So let's do this part. Yes. And your shirt, no need to. Too hot. ขอพัดลมเป่าหน่อย So this wind, so we have the 30, 35, 33 on the left hand side. So on the left side, so on the left side you have the aorta, and the 33 and 35 on the right side you have vena cava. And then in between of the aorta vena cava coming down, and they're going to split to inguinal. And 36, so 36 we call the pericardium. So when you find the navel and tip the sternum, navel, you break in the middle. So when you here the solar plexus. So you make a circle. So top and bottom circle, below is 36. So the 36 on the right side is the vena cava. And 36 in the left side is the aorta. Okay, so so that is the wind. Okay, so we do this, and after that we're going to go to the inguinal. So I work on the 35 on the top, on the left side, top of the navel. Okay, so navel, top. So, again, the technique of using the elbow is you have to feel your navel and feel that how tight they are. So when you put the elbow down, you just lean a little bit and just feel it and look at the people that they too pain or not. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you pump 10 times, 10, 20, 30, or 40. It depending, but I don't mistake. We do this many times, so I just count 10. Now, 33 on the left side below the navel. Now, 33 on the right side now, and that is Vinikava. So the technique is you move a little bit over there, and you first thing you have to feel the pulse, and from the pulse move a little bit to the right. Now you don't have pulse, and you have and that is Vinikava, the blue blood return. And you move up to 35 on the right side. And that is the Vinikava, blue blood return. So and the next one is 36. So you make a circle up to the solar plexus, circle below the circle on the right side. Right side. So that is the return blood to the heart. In this area, it's always important, because when you work on this return blood, the blood can go back to the heart faster. So all the problem we have is the return blood too slow and too thick. Yeah. Now you come up to the left side, 36 on the left side. So you have more pulse there, very clear. So it comes from the heart and it goes to all the organ and to the legs. So you bring them down. Once you really feel that you can bring the sick energy down, that is it's so great, because you can really help people. Okay. So now we need to find the pubic bone. That is the landmark that we use a lot in the hip, the inguinal. So you make sure that navel and the pubic bone alignment, and that in the center. So when you touch the hip bone, you break in the middle. So you see here 40, 41. They're just in this area. So you have the inguinal, the vein and artery, and the nerve. They're all in this area. So when you fight, you 40. You know, when I find a pulse, I pump on it, that is the artery. And when I move a little bit, and that is the vein. And the nerve, these three things, they always go together. They always go together. Okay. Now, when you work on this, a lot of blood and chi flow to the leg, and it push out all the wind and heaviness. Now, 40, 41. Now we're going to be 40, 41, and 40. That's the inguinal, vein, and artery. And this go directly to the feet. Oftentimes feet, sometimes because we sit or we sit too long, it's so many fall in the leg, so the blood don't flow very well. And 41. Now, you a lot when this one's so heavy and fatigue, there's a lot of wind attacking there. So you gather the wind and you blow them down. Usually when the pulse and the blood flow, it already push a lot of wind out. So when you do a very good pump, and until the people feel the feet, a lot of chi, a lot of blood flow, now it pushing the wind. The wind going to push out, and you give them a help, and you bring them down. So, so now, you see, this one is easy, this big pulse, so easy to touch the pulse. Now the pulse right here. So, so where I touch the pulse, and that is 48. Now in this wind, they emphasize in the 48 and 49 because the 49 is the return blood. Now return blood is too slow, and when we sit and fall, And now the wind started to ferment it and create it. And it stay in there and cannot get out. Don't get out. Now the blue blood and the red blood is come from the heart and have force to move. And the power also here help propelling the blood move more. So I pump the red blood, and it helped pushing more, and the blue blood started to move. And when I moved to the Vinicava, I pump. Now I help the blue blood flow up back faster. So the sick vein, sick chi, wet, humid thing cannot stay, because when you have the heart, so the red blood don't get trouble. It's the blue blood get trouble. So remember that when you pump the red blood help flow faster, and it help moving the blue blood. It's just like a traffic jam, or this road move very fast and you go to a slow one. So now you have to go to the slow traffic jam to move the traffic jam out. Okay. So you find the pulse and you pump on the pulse. We do many times already. As I keep on telling you, you need to releasing all these blockages. I work on him many times already. He not much block it down. So the goi area and the hip area, hip and goi, is always we sit and blood block, cannot flow. Now, when I pump, how you feel? You feel a blood flow to your leg more? Yeah. Oh, microphone. Okay. So now I'm going to move into the vein. And it's very easy because you look at the picture, they're next to each other. So I move very little, and I have lesser pulse, but I still slightly feel the pulse on a little bit there. So now I'm in the vein, in the femoral vein. Now when I pump, I actually have the blue blood flow back faster. It's like you have the traffic jam to clear them out, and now it flow better, that's all.
I feel more energy on the vein than on the artery in my leg.
So you feel more energy in the vein.
Yeah, when you pump the vein.
Because the vein is to return blood. And like traffic jam, when you clear the traffic jam, the red blood flow faster also. So all the theory is the same theory in the pumping system. You just have to understand that. So how you feel?
Pretty good.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I feel it in my leg. I mean, it's affecting my leg.
Yes.
I can feel the energy. And this is a cooler energy.
Yes,
When you
it's the
pump it.
vena cava.
Yeah, it's
the
cooler
vein.
energy than the vein. The vein is
Right.
more of a warm energy.
Now the same theory, you find the pulse. So the pulse right here. So you just have to remember from the outside to inside. So the vein you come into first, and the vein the artery come in first when it pulsing, artery it pulse, femoral pulse, and from there you go inward. That is the vein. So don't confuse. You see, you use the sexual organ in the center. The vein, the blue blood are more close to the genital. So when you change side, the change side is opposite. You go that way. So here, the vein and the artery here, and the vein. Okay.